What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your Elite Party 65. So along with the speaker itself, you also get a power cable to charge your speaker since it's battery powered, and you also get an aux cable to play any device from your MP3 player like your phone or anything with an 1/8 inch output. Now the Elite Party 65 has a bunch of different features, so let's dive right in. Starting at the top of the speaker, we have the power button here to power on our speaker. So whenever we're ready to get going, we can just turn it on. So you can long press the power button to turn your speaker on, but you can also short press this button to switch between the different source modes. So for example, if we're starting at Bluetooth mode here and short press it, that will switch us to the USB mode. And then you can use this button to switch between the different sources like aux, optical, etc. Right next to the power button, we have the LED button to turn on our LEDs and switch between the 3 different modes. So for example, we can switch to mode 1, mode 2, and mode 3, and they all interact with the music that's playing through the speaker. After mode 3, you can just turn off the LEDs by pressing it once more, and then the LEDs will be off. Above we have our music playback section, so we have the pause and play button to pause or play our tracks. And we can actually long press this button to disconnect our Bluetooth device that's connected in Bluetooth mode so that we can pass it on to another person to connect. Above that we have the skip forward button to skip forward to a different track, and then we have the previous button to restart the track or go to a previous track. While we're in USB mode, we can actually hold these buttons down to switch between different folders that are in our USB flash drive. Now we can adjust the sound of the music coming out of our speaker by using the volume knob in the middle here to adjust the volume that's coming out. And we can also manipulate the overall sound of our speaker by using the treble and bass knobs up here. So we can use the treble knob to adjust all of the high-end frequencies coming out of our speaker, and then we can use the bass knob to control all of the low-end frequencies coming out of our speaker. At the very top, we have this rubber cover here, and we can actually lift it up to reveal all of the different inputs for our speaker. So starting with these 2 1/4-inch inputs here, the very first one we can use to connect a microphone or guitar to the speaker. And then we can use the one next to that to connect another microphone or line level instrument like a keyboard. Next to that, we have the aux input that we can use with the included aux cable to connect any MP3 device with an 1/8 inch output. We have the USB input to connect any USB thumb drive to play music from there. And then we have the optical input to connect any TVs or projectors so that the sound comes out of our speaker. We can adjust the volume for the microphones we plug in by using the mic volume knob. And then we have this mic echo knob that will give our microphone an echo effect, and then we can use the knob to adjust how much echo we want. Next we have the mic auto tune section here. And this is a really cool feature because it will actually adjust our pitch while we're singing through the microphone. So we have 3 different functions in this section, starting with the key button here. This allows us to set the key while we're singing, and we have up to 10 different keys to choose from. So for example, if I knew my song was in the key of A, I can go to the key button here and press this button until I reach the key of A. And then from there, the speaker will know to pitch correct my voice in that key. Next, we have the pitch snap button, and this will set how the note that we sing through the speaker will pitch to the right note. So for example, there are 2 different settings we can use with the pitch snap feature. The first one is the near setting. This will allow our voice to be pitched to the correct note in the key that we're singing in. So whether we're singing sharp or flat, it's going to take that note and set it to the correct note. And next we have the upper setting, which will pitch our voice up to the right note. So if we're singing flat or too low, this will take our voice and pitch it up to the right note. We also have the option to turn the pitch snap off, but doing this will actually turn off the overall pitch correction that we can use with the speaker. So you'll want to set the pitch snap to one of these settings if you want to use the pitch correction in general. And you'll also want to do this with one of these settings for the pitch accuracy. So let's go over those settings right now. So the pitch accuracy button allows us to set the quality of our pitch correction. Again, there's 2 different settings to choose from with this feature. So we have the better setting, which will set our voice to the right pitch faster. And then we have the normal setting, which will set our voice to the correct pitch in more of a smooth manner. Again, be sure to set the pitch accuracy to at least one of these settings if you're looking to use the pitch correction in general. And remember, if you don't want any pitch correction at all, you're going to turn the pitch accuracy to the off position and the pitch snap to the off position as well. Below that, we have the pitch plus and the pitch minus button, and this is actually separate from the pitch correction function in general. We can use these buttons to actually change the overall pitch of our voice, so we can either set it very high in a higher register or set it to a very low register. Another cool feature is that the speaker will automatically turn off if you leave it alone for a while, so this way you can preserve the battery life for your speaker. So because we have these two 1/4-inch inputs here, we can set up to 2 microphones or 2 instruments for a live performance setup. So we can use this first input to set up 1 microphone or 1 guitar, and then we can use the second input for a second microphone or a line level instrument like a keyboard. For this, I'm going to need an XLR to 1/4-inch cable and a dynamic microphone like this one here. I'm going to plug the XLR end into my microphone, then plug the other end into either of these mic inputs here. But because I'm actually going to set up a guitar with my microphone, I'm gonna use the second mic input right here. Next, I'm gonna want to raise the mic volume knob. And now if I turn my mic on,
check 1, 2, you should be able to hear my voice coming out of the speaker.
So now that we have our mic all set up, we have the other 1/4-inch input free to set up another microphone or a guitar. For the guitar setup, I'm going to need a 1/4-inch cable. I'm going to take my guitar here. I'm going to take one end of the cable and plug it into my guitar, then plug the other end into the guitar input here. So I'm also going to want to use the mic volume knob to set the volume for the guitar coming out of my speaker. And you can also use the volume knobs on your guitar to mix the sound between your guitar and your microphone. So now if I play the guitar, you should be able to hear it coming out of the speaker. Again, this is a great setup if you want to play your guitar and sing at the same time. And remember, you can follow the same steps if you want to set up another microphone or set up a line level instrument like a keyboard. And don't forget, we have a mic echo knob to give our microphone and our instrument
an echo effect.
So like I mentioned just earlier, we can use the mic echo knob to give our voice an echo effect. So we can make this effect either really subtle or really pronounced. So if we went the more subtle approach, we can raise it to about 3.
Check 1, 2, so this setting right here is good for a quick slap back delay for just a little variation.
And then the more we raise this echo knob,
the more echo we'll hear.
Another effect we can use is the pitch plus button and the pitch minus button to shift the pitch of our voice. So we can use the pitch minus button to bring the pitch of our voice down. Again, we can make this effect either very subtle or very pronounced. So if we went the more subtle approach with the shift down,
check 1, 2, check 1, 2. You hear my voice went down just a little bit.
And for the more pronounced version, check 1, 2. This is the sound of the pitch set all the way down. And then the same goes for the pitch up. So this is the more subtle one.
Check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
And more pronounced.
Check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
Now another really great feature is the mic auto-tune section here. This will actually pitch correct our voice while we're singing through the microphone so that we're always singing in the correct key. So as a quick refresher, let's go over what each of these buttons do. Starting with the key button here, this allows us to set the key for our voice. So for example, if I know the song that I'm singing is in the key of C, I can press this button until I see on the display here the C note. And there's 10 different keys to choose from, so we have plenty of options to set the key. Next we have the pitch snap button, which will set how our voice will snap to the note. So we have 2 different settings here. We have the near setting, which will set our voice to the nearest note in that key. So whether we're singing sharp or singing flat, it's going to take the note that we're trying to sing and set it to the correct note in that key. We also have the upper setting, which will take the note that we're singing and shift it up a note. So if we're singing flat, this would be great to use so that our voice can always go up to the correct key. Below we have the pitch accuracy button, and we're going to want to use this to set the quality of the pitch correction. Again, there's two different settings we can choose from, so we can set this either to normal, which is more of a smoother transition to the correct note, and we also have the better setting, which will set our voice to the correct note faster. Now keep in mind, if you want to use the pitch correction in general, you'll want to make sure that the pitch snap and the pitch accuracy are set to either of these settings available. And if you want no pitch correction at all, you'll want to make sure that the pitch snap is turned off and that the pitch accuracy is turned off. So now that we know the ins and outs of this section, let me quickly show you how it works. So the first thing we'll want to do is set the key of the pitch correction using the key button here. So like I mentioned earlier, if I know the song that I'm singing in is in the key of C, I'm going to press the key button here until the front display here reads C. I'm then going to select a setting for the pitch snap button. So for right now, let's set it to near. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the pitch accuracy. So for right now, let's set it to normal. So now let's hear how our voice sounds.
Hello, hello, hello.
Now let's go ahead and switch the pitch snap to upper and the pitch accuracy to better.
Hello, 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 hello.
Now let's do a quick mix and match and set the pitch snap to near and the pitch accuracy to better.
Hello, hello, hello.
And one more time, we'll go upper for the pitch snap and to normal for the pitch accuracy.
Hello, hello, hello.
So we have plenty of different options between all these different settings depending on how you sing. And remember again, if you want the pitch correction off altogether, you're going to turn the pitch snap to the off position and the pitch accuracy to the off position.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Back to normal.
Now with all of the different vocal effects that we can use with the Elite Party 65 and the Bluetooth compatibility, we can pair our smartphone or tablet and connect a microphone for a karaoke setup. First, let's go over how to set up the microphone. So for this, I'm going to need a female XLR to 1/4" cable and my microphone here. I'm gonna plug the XLR end into my microphone, then plug the 1/4" end into either of these 1/4" inputs on top of the speaker here. For today, I'm gonna use the first microphone input here. And if you wanted to set up an additional microphone, you're gonna follow the same exact steps and plug it into the second input. So now to hear my microphone coming out of the speaker, I'm gonna raise the mic volume knob. And now if I turn my microphone on,
Check 1 2. You should be able to hear my voice coming out of the speaker.
so now that I have my microphone all set up, I can connect my tablet here so I can play some music and sing along to the lyrics. First, I'll want to set my speaker to Bluetooth mode by short pressing the power button here until the front display reads BT. You'll then see this Bluetooth icon flashing underneath, letting us know that it's looking for a device to pair to. Next, I'm going to go to my tablet here and go to the Bluetooth settings. While in the Bluetooth settings, I'm going to search for the device that reads Elite Party 65 and click on it to pair. Then you'll hear that sound letting us know our devices are connected. To control the volume of the music, you'll want to use the volume knob in the center of the speaker here. Now from here, I can go into the YouTube app on my tablet and search for any karaoke version of a song so that I can hear the music coming out of my speaker and read along to the lyrics on the screen of the tablet. Now there's also different vocal effects we can use while singing karaoke, like the mic echo knob for example to give our voice an echo effect, the pitch shift buttons to bring our voice higher or lower. And if you were ever the person who was too shy to do karaoke because you're not the best singer, but you really wanted to do karaoke because you wanted to express yourself and be the life of the party, you can always use the pitch correction section on the Elite Party 65. So to quickly explain how this works, we can use the key button to set our voice to the key of the song. So for example, if the key of the song is in A, we can press this key button until the front display reads A. And then from here, you can use the pitch snap and pitch accuracy to set how you want your pitch to be corrected. And now if I sing,
Check 1, 2. You can now hear the pitch correction on my voice.
So again, you can use this for a little more help while you're singing, but because I'm feeling pretty confident today, I'll be going without the pitch correction. So I'm gonna turn it off by pressing the pitch snap button until it reads off, and then doing the same thing for the pitch accuracy until it reads off. I am gonna throw on a little bit of mic echo here, so I can give my voice
An echo effect.
and now I'm all set for karaoke.
Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold, only shooting stars break the mold. Woo!
Now, along with the inputs we have available to play music from, we also have the optical input to connect a TV or projector so that we can hear the sound of our movie or TV show through our speaker while we're watching. For this, you're just going to need an optical cable to connect from your TV to your speaker. You'll also want to double check your TV and make sure that the optical port can be used for audio, and you'll know that it can if it reads something like audio out optical. So you're going to take that optical cable and plug it into the optical output, and on the other end of that cable you should see a red light glowing through, which is letting us know that the signal is coming from our TV and out so that you can plug it into your speaker. So then you would just take the other end of that cable and plug that into the optical input on your speaker. Next, you're gonna go back into your TV and go into the sound settings. Make sure to switch the audio output to audio out optical. And we also recommend going into the advanced audio setting and switching the format to PCM. The next thing we'll want to do is go to our speaker and use the power button to switch the sound source. So we're going to do that by short pressing the power button until the front of our speaker reads optical. After that, you'll want to be sure to raise the volume on the TV or projector itself, and then also use the volume knob here on top of the speaker to make sure that you're hearing everything out of the speaker. Now we can control all of the functions of the speaker and more using the included remote here. One important thing to note is that you'll just need a couple of AAA batteries in order to power the remote. So now let's take a look at what we got here. So on the top we have the power button, which we can actually use to turn off our speaker. Next to that we have a mute button if we ever wanted to cut off the music that's coming out of the speaker. We have a repeat button to repeat our tracks. Next to that we have the mic priority button here. This is a really cool feature if you wanted to make an announcement with the microphone plugged in while there's music playing at the same time. So to engage it, you're gonna press the mic priority button here, and then after that you'll see P on, which means mic priority on, and then from there the music will lower anytime you talk into the microphone. So for example, I have some music playing right now. I already turned on the mic priority feature, so now if I grab my mic and talk into it like this, you'll hear the music lower as now my microphone is the priority, so I can tell you to move your car because it's blocking the bride and groom. Remember, you can use the same button to turn this feature off, so that if you wanted to use the microphone to sing karaoke instead, it won't lower the music at all. Next to the mic priority button, we have the vocal cancel button. This will take any song where the vocal is present in the center of the mix and lower it so that you can sing along without the vocal in the song. Next we have the vocal plus and the vocal minus button so we can adjust the volume from our remote. We have the pause and play button to pause or play our track. And then we have the skip forward and previous button to switch between tracks. Next we have the mode button to switch the sound source of our speaker. We also have a Bluetooth button to automatically switch our speaker to Bluetooth mode, and we can also use this button to boot anyone who's connected to the speaker off. So if anyone else wanted to set up their Bluetooth device to the speaker, but someone else is already paired, you can hold this button down. Then you'll hear that sound letting you know that your devices are disconnected, and you can also tell by looking at the Bluetooth logo here on the display. You'll see it flash, and then that will let you know that it's looking for another device to pair it to. Next we have the LED button to switch the LEDs for the speaker. So I can use this to switch between the different LED modes, and then after the third one, the LEDs turn off altogether. We also have two different mic effects buttons here. So we can use this button to switch our voice to evil,
Check 1, 2. This is my evil voice here.
And then we can also switch it to child.
Check 1, 2. Oh my goodness, I'm a child again.
We also have the mic effects 2 button here to switch our voice between girl,
Haha, boys drool, girls rule.
and boy.
Ha 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 ha, I'm a boy.
And then we can use this off button here in the middle to turn either of these effects off. Below that, we can affect the sound of our speaker using the treble plus or treble minus button to adjust the high end, and then the bass plus and bass minus button to affect the low end of the speaker. In the middle, we have a reset button, which will automatically switch the volume of our speaker to 10. And then we have these numbered buttons here from 0 to 9, which we can use when we have a USB stick plugged into the speaker. And last but certainly not least, it's very easy to transport the speaker because there's a handle on top that we can use to pick up the speaker. And on top of that, we have a trolley handle here that we can use by pressing this button in the middle and lifting up. And then we can use the wheels on the bottom to roll our speaker around. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your Elite Party 65. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.